We are Carrie and Josh. We are sharing things that, in our experience, worked for us and could also work for you. For my training update for the week, same miles, same time, same everything pretty well. I'll get to this a little bit next week, but I've been hearing this quote more and more that it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. And I think that seems to be how this process has been working. It's about this time in my block that I really start to get antsy. And just because something new is on the horizon. So I will spend next week, there will be no nutrition update, no words of wisdom. It will solely be reviewing what I've done in the past and what I am currently on for my training journey and how I feel about it. And so I won't get into that too much other than to say, going into the last week of dedicating mainly to this MAF, and then adding some speed work in after that, I'm pretty excited. I just get antsy because it's been 3 months of run, 3 months of bike, all at the same intensity. And so now we're going to add some speed work into it. So again, stay tuned next week for just a straight review of the past 6 months of training. Alright, so first off, this is not a live action shot going to the bathroom, pants on, but demonstrating the wonderful properties of the Squatty Potty, other than its great name. You can read the full blog for information on it, but it's great for getting you in the optimal position to poop. It helps, if you think of it like a kinked up garden hose, it helps unkink it so you can poop your best. Check out the Squatty Potty. Alright, so if you run or bike, you know what this in my hand is. It's a little guard you put on so you don't have chafing, especially on that bike. It can get painful if you're riding in the saddle for too long. And instead of paying, the price tag's gone off of this one now, but instead of paying $5-6 for a deodorant sized tube of it, I've kind of created my own. I've used my wonderful wife's lotion recipe as a guide. So we've got our water boiling inside of a little glass container. I've got an equal parts shea butter, cocoa butter, coconut oil. So for the size of my container, it is about a tablespoon each. So I will melt those down, and I actually found somewhere if you put in a little witch hazel, that helps your skin as well. And then I do add, for a little fresh scent, peppermint and tea tree. The tea tree will help antimicrobial, and peppermint for a nice little scent. And so we'll let those melt in the double boiler, and then empty tube, fill it up, and you've got your chafing remedy. Put the melted liquid in the container, and now it's good and hard. And I just happen to have the old price tag on. Instead of $10.99, it costs much less to make my own version. And when you put it in there, it actually works just like the regular version. You can slide up and works just like the deodorant tube. So save a few dollars and prevent chafing. It's a win-win. My words of wisdom for the week come from a 13th century Persian poet named Rumi. And it goes a little like this. It is your road to walk and yours alone. No one can walk it with you, or people can walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. And this rings true in a couple aspects for me. One, I notice this in the classroom a lot. The students don't have the ability to try to walk the road alone. They're so used to having people help along the way. I don't know if it's, I've thought about this for a long time, if it's the devices they're on and the instant feedback that they get or instant gratification that they get, or if it's at home that they're just not allowed to struggle with anything. And I'm not sure. And maybe it's a combination of both. But then I also feel like my wife and I let our kids struggle. We encourage them to work through their problems. And they don't spend a lot of time on devices either. And it's the same way. Immediately ask for help. Don't try to struggle through anything. Try to figure out their own solutions. So maybe my conclusions are way off. But that's something I've noticed, that I'm there to walk the road with them, but I'm not going to walk the road for them at school. And I try to instill that in the students. In fact, I have this quote hanging on the wall in my room. The other area that it strikes home for me is in my training. And I am very good at walking the road alone. I'm up very early in the morning. I'm out in the garage all by myself. I ride my bike on the trainer. I go for runs by myself. One thing I would actually like to start doing better is allowing others to walk the journey with me. And making it a goal, I want to try to find a swim group. I know there used to be one in town that would swim one night a week in the lake. I want to find a swim group, or if I have the opportunity to go on group rides, to do that as well, and to find ways to include others in my journey, just the camaraderie, the support. I don't feel like I'm lacking in the accountability. So I would like to have others join me on the journey. And so at school, I want the journey to be a little more them. And in my training, I want to let some more people in. But as you go through this week, just know that there are people out there to help you walk along your journey. Just you have to put in that work and be accountable for walking your own road.